right? Those things that make you feel connected, right? And we know we're in this time where they're operating perversion, so it could be this is the taking in of people. And unfortunately for us, they are obsessed with babies because it's the more pure and it is the more powerful than when you've sat a while and aged. So on that note, if you ever feel like you are just going with the flow, not really paying attention to what you're doing, you're being guided here, guided there, or out of step somewhere, this is why they want to keep you on a routine. Because they don't want you to ever see and find out how discombobulated you really are in your guiding. You're not following only the footsteps of God. But what happened was they had to find out that even the melanin that's from us, once we gain control and power over it again, as it is naturally said we're supposed to have over it, then we pull them. That's what started to happen. They started to see once we figure out that we have the control over our being in our biological cells and biological matter, they had to find a stronger route to hold us. And this is how you get men operating in homosexuality, willing to take in and consume the semen or biological matter of another man. And now they're in a mental battle or a spiritual battle on who is going to pull the other over to their side. Black folks, especially black men, they knew to get the black melanated man to do it. Because the battle between the melanin and the leprous, or the white Caucasoids and Hispanics, wasn't as strong as a battle, right? Not a mental pull. So they needed the melanin to operate just as in the ways that they did, pulling us, pull us over to their side of things. It's a tug of war. The potency of Hispanics is because they do it more often than not. They have no shame in being found out. Satan says, I've come to kill, steal, and destroy. Whites, leprous, are the ones who throw the stone and hide their hand. They more want to be hidden from the forefront unless it comes to occupational jobs and working in these as the employer or the boss of something. Then they don't mind being seen that way. That's why you have the conversations you have where they just continue to repeat the same thing over and over again, because they've routined their mind to only speak so much. But these are the ones who want to throw the stone and hide their hand and act like they have no parts of it, because they want to tell you, black folks, and if African, Negro American folks, that they are pure and you are cursed. They call themselves pure because they say we're only following the guidance of the melanin, the power that we know is. Right? Until it comes to the face of white supremacy, or when they want to call themselves the most beautiful. So on this note, if you want to say that I'm far-fetched and out of it, I didn't write the book. It says study to show yourself approved. They took and perverted all those things. When it says taste and see that the Lord is good, that is a spiritual thing. When we were connected and are connected in our natural state and are being led and guided to the things that God is trying to show us, we are to explore and learn about, right? And when we're being guided to the things or from harm or these raging waters. But you find it hard to follow the whisper of God, because now someone having consumed your being is also trying to lead and guide you on a mental, spiritual, and subtle level. You don't have to believe me. But this is part of the mental battle that we struggle through. This is part of the spiritual battle that we struggle through. And then they give you their explanation of what it means, saying, oh, we're just talking about how powerful it is when it's unseen and this and that. The biological matter and that the science of melanin itself is strong enough. That is the God power. And God has said, because you are connected to me, I lead you. And they called it footprints in their transliteration of this biblical text. They call the Bible. And then they give you the mystery of what that means, so you can never find out the truth of these perverted people's desire and perversion to sexually appease themselves in sexual immorality. That's just what it is. This is how we get to knowing that from the start of the book, things started out of melanin, of blackness. And toward the end, they give you white Jesus. There's a reason they did that. Right? They're trying to follow the protocol of what has been revealed as the God factor. God gene. And they're telling you that it's them while trying to keep your spiritual connection severed at all costs. That is what's going on. So if I'm crazy and you have a leprous being next to you that you sleep next to, I don't think you are in any position to judge my mental state. Right? To each his own. It's your choice. Either learn about it, or you're going to say it's too scary, it's too much, I can't handle the truth. And then you just want to point your arrow, your destructive arrow, towards me and say I did something to you because I had to fumble through all of this and rummage through all of this mess. This is why this book is the size that it is, because most people find it difficult to take this level of knowledge and reel it all in to what is really being said here. Because otherwise you're just running in circles without a point. Right? This is how people are saying it's what is it? What they call it when you say something and then turn around and say something different? I can't think of the word right now. But they say that it's untrue because there's too many instances of one thing being said and then on another point something else being said. But you have to know it was written like that for you to jump from point off point to a different point and then another point, but never be able to connect the dots and bring in the narrative of what they have been feeding us and giving us this entire time, what they've been showing us to our faces, and what they are perhaps doing behind the scenes to your children. See, when you make babies with them, they're more free to operate in that culture because that is, they're going to say, this is my seed. But when they're taking a full-fledged, functional African-American child with a black mother, black father, and they're doing it too, that is a level of trying to control the people. And they're all in it together. And they do not want you to be set free from that and actually reach up and touch again your spiritual self, because it's going to connect on a pure level. And then you're going to have to see clearly the part of you that is connected to the perversion of this entire rat race. So on that note, I hope y'all enjoy your day, at least try to. protect them babies, know what rituals you are condoning and which rituals you are participating in. Don't just go along with it because it's been the tradition and that's what my mama did, my great grandma, my mama's mama's mama, right? Because we know back in those times of slavery, they were not allowed to educate themselves, and they were being lied to, and they were to do as they were told, and they were not to ask questions. But in the age of information, if you don't find yourself hungry for the truth out of this buffoonery that we've been living in, there ain't no hope for you. There ain't no hope in us trying to unify. Because now we are just being made to compete on a level of sexual gratification. Oh, I had her last night. Oh, she did this. Okay, well, let me tell you, I had her bent over and all this bull. And you're being controlled on your biological matter. There's even a connection to what you're supposed to do with the placenta after your baby is born. So on that note, y'all enjoy your day, and I'll talk to you soon.